Hello, my name is Jacob Keene. I am a group with Danielle Johns and Emily Jones. We're doing our presentations over France. I will be talking to you about political and infrastructural issues that might affect doing business in France and where France falls on the corruption index. The first subject I will be talking about is political issues. The cost of living has continued to rise over the last several years. While there's only been small steps in the salary rise. On average, compared to the United States, French citizens make $200 more a month, but pay nearly twice as much as we do for basic necessities. The unemployment rate in France is at 10.2%, and to reach full employment, they would need to drop it below 5.5%. Due to the high unemployment rate, there is a high poverty rate as well. It is estimated that every 1 in 5 kids are living in poverty in France. Continuing with political issues. Currently, the French people do not trust institutions, whether they are government or a large corporation. The national debt of France, like the United States, is at a current high. Just like we don't like to watch money leave our country, the French people do not either. Almost decided to leave the value of the euro out, but with the recent voting of the UK deciding to leave the European Union, there's no telling what's going to happen to the value of the euro. The corporate tax in France is at 33.33%, or 1/3 of your business revenue. In the United States, we have a revenue brackets which go from 16 to 40% for corporations. If you're a multi-million-dollar company, it would not be a bad idea to go to France because you can save roughly 7%. My next topic is a few political advantages. France is the largest individual market in Europe. With France being part of the European Union, it could just be a stepping stone into the rest of the European market. France is open to foreign investors. They currently host more than 22,000 foreign businesses and are trying to incentivize foreign businesses to move in to France every day. The last political advantages I want to talk about is a no special tax rate for foreign businesses. It doesn't matter if you've been there for 6 months or 6 years. You will be receiving the same tax benefits as any other business in France. The next topic I want to go over is the infrastructure of France. The current GDP is $2.8 trillion. The biggest contributor to the GDP is energy. They are leading the world in nuclear energy output and are rapidly increasing renewable energy output. The second contributor to France's GDP is transportation. France is the first country in the world to build a high-speed railway throughout the country and surrounding countries. They can rapidly transport goods and services to people as long as people around the country. The third main contributor to the GDP is communications. This includes home phones, cell phones, and video chatting across the country. The largest foreign investors is the United States and Germany. Next, we're going to look at corruption in France. France has a corruption index score of 70. Now, what does this mean? The scale goes from 1 to 100, with 100 being the best. France falls 23rd out of 168 countries. They're in the top quarter of the world. Comparing this to the United States score of 76, France is a little bit more corrupt. But with recent legislation and anti-corruption laws. They are slowly getting better. A few places where France has corruption is the energy sector, corruption of elections, and bribery of government officials. In the energy sector, there have been several cases where energy companies have paid to have contracts to supply energy to certain parts of the country. In France, this is not legal by any means. The corruption in elections is not rigging elections as most people would think. It is actually people donating too much money. In France, there's a certain limit to what you can donate. But somehow, with just a few thousand donations, they get millions of dollars. Some candidates have even been accused of taking money out of public accounts and using it for their own benefits. Bribery of government officials is what it is here. People are paying off government officials to not investigate into the company or to even protect them from other parts of the government. Here is my works cited.